That's right. You're in the correct place. You found your way to the TUBCAST. Thank you for joining us. I can't believe it. It's another TUBCAST. Oh my goodness, I'm having a conversation with myself. My name is Eric, and as always, I'm joined by Kyle.
Hello.
And finally, Jeremy.
Hi.
Also, turning the knobs and dipping the dippers, checking your oil, and
Gross.
cleaning the skippers. Kuipers is here too.
Woo.
He's doing things.
Kuipers, can you change suspension on cars?
No,
Not
just
quite.
oil.
I was just trying to see what his
He
level of
owns
expertise
Just
is.
oil.
He only changes oil. That's
Oh.
it. That's where his expertise stops.
Okay.
He will change your filter.
I don't even know if he changes the oil. He just checks it.
Checks the oil. He can check the oil.
He'll check it, but he can't actually change
Maybe
it.
top it
I
off.
can check your suspension too. Yep, that's a suspension.
I thought that was a weird joke.
Yeah, that was
Nope.
Kuipers. That didn't feel comfortable to me.
That felt like you were that felt like a weird Kuipers is on the prowl pickup line.
Yeah, it felt
Yeah.
like the punchline was, as soon as I get a date. You know.
No, just like it'd be like, I can check your suspension. Heh. And then
Well, I mean, there's that too. But
no, please
Ew.
don't check my suspension. I think it's fine. What video game is it where you use the oil filter as a silencer on your gun?
Was it a zombie one? I feel like it was a zombie one.
Maybe. Well, you could just stick the oil filter from a car on the end of your
I mean,
gun, and
that's
that was
kind of a
silence.
thing.
Are you talking about Days Gone?
That might have been on Days Gone. I don't know, but I feel like it was on another game too.
Don't do
before
that in real life.
Yeah, it probably doesn't work.
Doesn't well, it works, but not for long. So
was-
you only get a couple shots off before it'll
Oh.
heat up too much and damage your gun.
I was watching one of those. I like to watch investigative Discovery, where you watch the murder mystery show, and they were showing this one guy. He got hired to kill this lady's ex-husband, and he
Of course.
just taped a bunch of cloth onto the front of his gun, and so
It's like the pillow trick, right?
Yeah, but so when they were investigating the crime scene, there was just like little strands of like cloth everywhere. And so I don't think that actually helped them solve it, but
they found him.
they found the cloth and they
Yeah.
thought, well, I bet he tried to make a homemade silencer here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a deal, man.
I feel like you would be impacting the velocity of the bullet if you did that.
He was also using a 22.
Are you worried that if you put a pillow right up against someone and pulled the trigger that it would kill them less because of the impact of the pillow?
Kyle, depending on the density of the pillow, if it's memory foam and it's a
I mean,
22
sure.
pistol, yeah,
Sure.
there is a chance that it wouldn't
Okay,
penetrate the skin.
you heard it here first, folks.
It's
Hot
true.
tips with Jeremy. Don't use a memory pillow or
Memory
memory
foam.
foam
I'm just saying.
pillow
When you
for
murder.
your silencer.
Not with
Make
a 22
make sure,
at least.
Make sure it's a down pillow or filled with cotton or something else that the 22 can penetrate. I feel like a 22. I feel like you're underestimating a 22 though. They're pretty good. Like they'll do a lot. I don't know that memory foam's gonna stop the 22. You don't think it's gonna hit the skin?
I'm not saying that it wouldn't. I'm saying I don't know.
I think you should.
I am going to
Test.
say, though, that any penetration of other materials prior to the skin is going to cause a loss of velocity.
This is starting to sound like a Viagra.
And when there's not enough mass on a 22,
Oh my
the
God.
loss of velocity will hinder penetration. That's all I'm
please
saying.
contact your doctor if
That's
you have
all
a
I'm
loss
saying.
of mass. There.
Or velocity.
It's good to have you back, Jeremy.
I don't know what you guys are thinking here.
This show is about
very different path.
this show is about 80% cleaner when you were gone.
We're talking about bullet
We're talking
trajectory
about
and-
murdering people with a silencing pillow.
Which is not exactly a good way to do it, is all I'm saying.
hey, Jeremy, if I wasn't talking about car suspensions earlier, you're not talking about like bullet velocities.
So it would be better to make
boom roasted.
a homemade silencer out of metal tubing that you can get at the hardware store, and then putting washers inside of it. Because the whole purpose of a silencer is to reduce the amount of blowback from the pressure when the bullet leaves the barrel of the gun. And so you can basically create your own by doing that. And you get threaded pipes, so you could thread it onto the barrel if you have a threaded barrel. So
Cool. Now,
yeah, don't do that though. It's illegal unless you have a permit. Anyway,
I don't know where to go from here.
so
I'm really concerned about the amount of time that you have been missing here now,
this
Jeremy.
So, because
I'm really concerned.
I know I was on a work trip, and the interesting thing was, one of the higher ups, a few tiers higher than me, like 3 or 4 tiers higher than me,
corporate ladder,
was working there as well, and he wasn't there in his ranked capacity, if you will. He was just there to be one of the guys, extra pair of hands, right?
Sure.
And so I was in charge of some of the prep that we were doing, and I was basically bossing him around, and I didn't think because
did you know who he was at the time?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I thought this was like an undercover boss.
But
type
no,
scenario.
but it kind of struck me funny about partway through it because I'm like, this is not the way this would normally happen in the corporate world, right? Me bossing around my boss's, well, technically not my boss, but another tier, boss above me.
Your boss's ancestor.
Yeah, exactly. But then we ended up having lunch, and for some reason, similar to today, we started talking about, I think it was because someone mentioned some firearm they just bought. And then somehow we started talking about, we both grew up on farms. So we're talking about things about farms, and then we started talking about like how to make a propane rocket out of a pop bottle, and how to make napalm, and all these sort of things, like in this corporate environment, sitting in their lunchroom as contractors, and we're talking about this stuff for maybe about 30 minutes, and then we're kind of like, maybe this isn't the best environment to be talking about how to make things like bombs and napalm. So we stopped. That's my story. It just reminded me of that. What is so funny?
I don't even know.
You guys missed me so much.
That was the most benign story. I don't know what
it happened. We're supposed to talk about things that happened to us.
I know,
and
but
it was referenced based on what we're. How is this not the right?
It's
venue
fine. It's good.
You guys,
I wasn't. I was waiting for like this twist or like the turn or the punchline or something, but then you're just like, and then we'd stop talking about bombs. that was it. So good. I'm glad that you didn't get arrested.
Yeah.
You don't get arrested just for knowing how to do something and talking about it.
You do in America.
Yeah, this is America.
You get put on lists, but that's about it.
So you've been up to anything else, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Are you saying you got put on a list?
No, I'm saying that. No. Other interesting things. Let's see. I've been gone for a couple of weeks here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the hotel that we were staying at.
Okay.
The same week we were there, it ended up being sold out, and a couple of the guys on our group had to stay at another hotel. The reason it was sold out was because the first week we were there, the Mrs. International pageant was going on, and our hotel was the host hotel for that.
The Mrs. International.
Yeah, the Mrs. So
like Miss Universe kind of thing.
No, Mrs. Universe.
Like
Oh,
they're
married.
all married between the ages, I think it said like 56 and 21.
Wait, why would you go backwards?
Yeah, why would you go
21 to
backwards?
56.
Oh,
Okay,
Why
put
would
it that
you go
way.
backwards?
Those are the age ranges. You can start at either side of the range, and you still identify the range, guys. That's how that works. Now, and then the weirdest part about that one was there was a requirement that the husband had to be involved in the pageant as well.
So there were a lot of dudes in leotards running around?
No, but they were like, this one guy
Bikinis.
was in this weird leopardy print suit, but it was like gold and silver metallic leopard print.
Wait, are they being judged alongside their wives?
No, so they had to be, the husbands had to be the the person who walks them on the stage, during the formal evening gown or
like
whatever.
they were giving them away.
Yeah,
in a wedding.
exactly. So they were, in a way, part, of the show, if you will.
Mhm.
So, anyway, and then as
they
we're
were
getting
dressed
ready,
in weird leopard colors.
the one guy was, and
Was
it
that
was
the end
really
of that
weird.
story?
I think it was.
Oh, you're just asking about things that happened to me.
Oh.
Come on. What? What? Is this what you asked for? What?
Your stories have no point at all.
You asked what I'd been doing. I just don't understand.
I don't understand the purpose of this guy in the leopard suit. He just had what it had to do with anything that we care about here.
That's how I then learned that was the husband of one of the Mrs. International.
Okay.
Oh.
And then also, it just made it even weirder, I guess, for me. So.
Oh, well, it's
So
24. Hello.
Jeremy had a weird week.
Yeah.
Noted.
I did see a movie though.
All right. What was that movie?
Stuber.
I think it's pronounced Stuber, but
Yeah, Stuber, because his name's
Shut up.
Stu and it's Uber.
Shut up.
I haven't
so
seen
tell
it.
us about
Yeah,
Stubber.
tell us about Stubber.
I'm assuming it's a man who stubs his toe frequently.
I will tell you this much. Who's the main character in that? You guys know.
Camille.
Is that his name?
And it's
Well, it's either-
Batista.
It's either that or
Yeah.
Batista.
Batista's kind of a terrible actor. Let's just be.
He's pretty
But,
great in
let's-
Guardians of the Galaxy, I think.
Well, that's true because he kind of had a role that suited his
Maybe his
personality.
his depth as
I
an
don't-
actor.
His depth as an actor. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But if he's he's in a couple of. He's in another movie I saw a preview for, and I can't think of what it is, where he's the lead. Oh, My Spy or something like that, where he's supposed to be. It's kind of like
We
Kindergarten
talked
Cop.
about it last
but
week
now-
and how he only does good movies, according to him. That's why he wasn't going to be involved.
This is like it's almost like a rerun of Kindergarten Cop, right?
Well, because there was
I
some
think it's
there
a
was some
rerun.
speculation about him being involved in the new Fast and Furious, like 9,
Oh,
and he
man.
said no, he wouldn't do that because he only does good movies. So I just
Okay,
give
so
you some,
so
We'll circle back around to
yeah,
that here in a
circle back
second.
on that.
Why?
Stuber.
I don't want to.
It was funny because of Camille. It was bad because of the other guy. And it was kind of a B-rated, like it didn't feel like a quality movie. So if you're going to see it and you're going to see a matinee and you're only spending $5, it's probably worth it. Otherwise, rent it for like $3 in 2 months. But
cool.
I mean, I think he's supposed to play just a kind of dumb cop, isn't he?
Yeah, which is
that
kind
doesn't-
of perfect for his role, but he
Yeah.
even does a bad job of that, in my opinion.
Okay. I
Okay,
don't. I
his
totally
Jeremy's
agree
opinion.
with your opinion. I haven't seen it, but I just from the trailer would say that movie looked meh.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, Jeremy.
Thank you. Thank you
I
for
haven't
that.
seen it, so I can't, commit.
What did it have on Rotten Tomatoes, Eric?
I don't know. Let me guess. I haven't looked. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up.
I'm gonna give you my based on the trailer. I'm gonna say
42.
43.
Oh.
Holy cow! What, are you serious? Is it
That's-
42?
no, that's what I said.
Oh, I thought you looked at it right as I said it.
That would be funny.
I was saying 43, but I
Kyle's
don't know.
looking it up.
43.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Oh, that's awesome.
I told you I can rate. I just rate movies like that out of the top of my head. It just
Oh,
happens.
man.
You're welcome. Thank you.
A Welsh 24 says yellow, orange, or green.
Orange always.
If I had to choose, it'd be between green and yellow, never orange.
I'd say green or orange, depending on the situation.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Stuber.
Yeah.
Or Stubber.
Oh, real
sorry.
stump.
Stubber,
Panda
yeah, sorry,
says-
stubber.
What if you're homeless and you sneak into the theater and eat old popcorn off the floor? Is it a good movie then? Is it good?
Okay, let me clarify for you, real stunt panda. Here's how it's a good movie. If you sneak into the theater and you take one of the large containers of popcorn out of the trash, one of the buckets, and then you just wipe it down and go get a free refill.
That actually is a really good idea.
And then you go back and watch the movie. Get a cup while you're at it too. Get a Coke. Get
Yeah,
a cup,
and
big
'cause you
cup.
can refill
Refill
that.
that. head back in the theater with your free popcorn. Don't eat off the floor. What are
No,
you, homeless?
and if you
Then
that's what he just said.
Go back to
If
the
you're
theater.
homeless-
That's the joke,
then-
Jeremy. Thanks for killing it.
This segment brought to you by our whoosh.
I think if you were to find, someone who threw away their nachos and there was still warm cheese.
gross, Jeremy.
Why would you? No.
What?
What would you do with the warm cheese?
that
Eat it. Because then it's like
still
dinner
warm.
because it's cooked. I don't know.
It's still good if it's warm.
Well,
And
I
it's in
mean,
the, even if
that's
it's in the
probably
trash.
accurate.
There are so many things that does not apply to.
We're talking about cheese for nachos.
I don't want warm cheese all the time.
At the movies
Or
for
I
nachos.
don't want warm cheese that I've picked up out of the trash can.
Do you want cold cheese with your nachos?
I would take that over warm cheese from the trash can.
If you were homeless?
Have you? What does that have
I don't
to do?
think that has anything
This
to do
is
with
the
anything.
this is the whole premise. The very beginning. If you're homeless.
I don't know if it matters if it's warm or cold. If you're homeless, it's still cheese. If you are
Okay, listen.
No, Jeremy,
Listen,
Jeremy,
if you had the
no.
choice, even as a homeless person, between cold cheese and warm cheese for your nachos, you're picking the warm cheese if you have a choice.
if you are pulling,
Yeah, but not out of the trash.
if you are pulling a thing
If-
out of the
okay,
trash,
stop. Here's the real question. If it's cold cheese out of the that's from like
that's sealed
never
and
been
never been opened.
never been in the trash.
Because somebody decided
No,
they
even if
didn't
it was
want
just
it.
on a counter, it was sitting there out too long, and it's cold cheese versus warm cheese in the trash.
Cold
I'm
cheese.
always gonna go with the cold cheese that has not been in the trash. It's not even an argument
because that is trash cheese.
Yeah.
You are not eating trash
But you're
cheese.
homeless. You're totally
If
eating
you were-
trash cheese.
Okay, you were telling me that if you were homeless, you would go and grab the warm cheese out of the trash instead of the cold cheese that's sitting on
No,
the
you
counter
guys are
that's wrapped.
adding additional context that's
Okay,
outside the initial.
Real quick, Fire Hug says pocket cheese. That is a way to keep the cheese
Yes,
warm. If you
that
put
would
it
warm
in
it
your
up.
pocket, it would stay
That's
warm.
true.
But are we saying the cheese is okay? Where's the? You're saying movie theater, so I'll give you that because
Well,
that's going to be
that
indoors.
was the premise of the question
I
for
know,
Panda.
but that's going to be indoors. But I'm just saying, like a trash can
We've moved on
outside,
from just that.
a trash can outside the theater could have nachos in it, and
Well,
they would be
true.
warm because it's hot
and
outside.
easier to get to as a homeless person.
Well, but it's going to be hot outside, so of course it's going to be warm.
Yeah, but if it's baked in the sun warm, that
It could be
that
days
makes
old,
you-
sun
that makes
roasted
you an-
cheese.
No.
filled with maggot eggs.
I feel like if you're homeless and hungry,
Okay,
the first food
I
in
really
front of
feel,
you, you're
I'm
going to
getting
eat
very
no matter what it
uncomfortable
is.
talking about like homeless people right now.
Yeah.
Without like that, just throwing that
Asking,
term
like-
around like we understand what it means, and that seems a little insensitive. So
I was homeless
apologize.
at one time.
Were you?
Not like on the street homeless,
yeah,
but I was
yeah.
without a home.
Okay. Did
I
you eat,
was,
Did
too.
you eat trash cheese while you were at it?
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
no. I ate government cheese. Does that count? But that stuff's really good.
I was pretty excited
In
for
the
free
90s,
cheese when I was a
80s, and
kid.
90s.
Yeah.
Oh man, the
Late
government
80s,
cheese.
Late 80s was a big government
Yeah, that
cheese
really
time.
huge brick of the American cheese.
I like to imagine that they just like
Oh.
found a cave somewhere, like over, like maybe in Germany after
Yeah.
the war,
and they just loaded up on
and they're
someone
just like,
else's
okay,
cheese.
we got a lot of cheese. What can we do to help people, like subsidize the food stamp
Yeah.
market? Let's
we
just
can
give
we
them
can
free
sell we can give them
cheese.
free cheese.
And it was like kind of the worst cheese ever.
No, it
but
was amazing cheese.
I don't know.
So amazing.
I think you. Just,
But they had to call it American cheese because it's, government cheese. So it had to be called
It
American.
says American on it, but it's like
Yeah.
got all this. It's all in German. The ingredients. It was before they put the ingredients on anything. Who am I kidding?
A. Welsh says, just pour nacho cheese in your pockets. Real
Yeah.
Stunt Panda, are you keeping the cheese warm or is the cheese keeping you warm? Depends on your latitude, I'd say.
I bet if you get in a hot tub full of cheese, would you put any of that cheese in your mouth?
Hot tub cheese machine.
Yeah, if you got in a hot tub cheese machine, let's say you're just in there with some buddies, hanging out in nacho cheese. It's hot. It's bubbling because you're in a hot tub.
I am not eating nacho cheese.
Wait. If
I feel like it'd be too hot to be in if it's nacho cheese and it's bubbling.
No,
True-
it's
true.
Like, have you
because
stuck your finger in some hot
just
cheese?
a second though.
If it's bubbling, it's
Hot
probably
tubs
too
are
hot.
bubbling and they're not
That's
too
because
hot.
of
But that's
air.
because it's not.
That's what I'm
cheese.
saying. It's
It's
hot.
because it's because water
so
has
you're
a different boiling temperature than cheese.
No, but it's
No,
not
that's not
boiling.
boiling,
You're not
Jeremy.
you're not a pot of human soup.
Yeah, how are you bubbling the cheese? You're adding air, so people are farting. in
It's
the-
a hot tub.
Yeah.
But the,
No,
but
no,
the hot
no,
tub,
he's
but the
right.
cheese
He's
doesn't
right.
have enough viscosity to fit through the.
You'd get like
Water pump.
2 or 3 bubbles compared to the water's hundreds of bubbles. Okay, there we go.
Okay, yeah.
Would you eat that cheese?
I'm just
Jeremy?
saying, if someone brought over like a bag of chips and you're sitting in there, would you just scoop it while you're hanging with your bros?
Ooh, or some dried bread on a stick, you know?
A breadstick?
Fondue.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I am not eating.
You're in the fondue.
I am not eating hot tub cheese. If we are all 3 sitting in a
Listen,
hot tub,
listen.
I am not doing that.
What if Kuipers is in there?
It depends
no.
on the level of foot fungus of the people who get in the tub.
I have no foot.
Okay,
fungus.
that is where.
But I'm
make
worried
the
about the
limit.
cheese melding with their butt cheese, and that's
Right.
what I don't. Yeah.
Oh.
The way I
See,
the
fresh-
way I
you
see
must
it,
wash
no,
before
listen, Hang
entry.
on. The way I
Everybody
see it,
showers and it's fine. No farting.
but no, I still wouldn't. If
Enemas
it's,
required.
if it's multiple people, no. If it's just me, what did you say?
Don't
No,
just go on.
Oh my gosh! Now I have to go listen to the show just to be able to get more angry at Jeremy.
Just ignore it.
That's the Reddit comment that got banned right there.
Welsh says
Uh,
that. That's good.
Yeah, A. Welsh says this is literally a Reddit conversation, and Jeremy's comment just got banned.
Okay,
I was
let-
going to
let-
say, if I am getting into a hot tub
Cheese.
full of cheese
Nacho cheese, yeah.
by myself,
That's what my
Then-
next question
then
was
sure,
going to be.
I
You're
would
going to
eat
eat your
that.
own cheese,
sure,
but you're not going to eat your friend's
but
cheese.
I mean,
If I knew they showered right before.
You'd be okay. Because here's the thing.
here's
If
the
no
thing.
one else has been in that hot tub and y'all get in at the same time, that first layer of cheese is
Yeah,
probably
you're still
fine.
especially
It
the
is,
cheese surrounding
but-
you.
I'm not going down and scooping between my thighs to get some cheese. I got to get that
I'm
deep
definitely not
cheese.
scooping between your thighs to get that cheese.
Watch out.
you're gonna scoop it in between. your
Here,
own-
let me get some of this cheese over here.
Oh, it's not no cheese down. It's the good stuff at the bottom.
Oh,
I'm like scooping it out between your toes.
Oh no.
Give me
No.
some Cheetos.
See, here's the reason
Ooh, what's
that I
the
feel
black
like
spots in the cheese over there?
I feel like I
What's
could.
that?
I don't know.
Mold?
It's more brown than black.
I don't
What do you? There's brown chunks over there.
Oh no! Now they're brown because you realized you used the wrong color.
Hey,
Are you colorblind now? Is that what's going on here?
you know what? Don't offend colorblind people.
Okay.
I
See,
don't
this is
think
totally
I could
Reddit
get-
because that would happen.
I don't think I could get past the fact that like other dudes are in there with me to be able to eat it. Even though I know that the top layer is probably fine, especially
Yeah.
if I'm sticking in my little area here. But I don't think I could get past that mental hurdle.
I think if it was a bathtub and we did this at Comic-Con next year, it would be the best video ever.
It brings new meaning to men in a tub.
Who wants to come jump in a hot tub full of cheese with us
Yeah.
and try some chip dip?
Okay, since we're on the
This
topic,
sounds like the best
and
live
we're
show
not-
ever.
We're not moving on from this topic because whatever.
Why would we move on?
What foods
we're
would
stuck
you
in this
hang
cheese
out
tub.
with some people in and eat? Like, what if it was just
Are you clothed in a bathing suit?
you have a
or
bathing
buck
suit?
naked?
Bathing suit.
Because I feel like there's a separation.
When's the
there.
last
There's
time
a
you got
barrier
in a
of
hot tub with a
protection.
bunch of your friends naked?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just saying there's a barrier of protection to hopefully hold in certain things that you don't want to be touching your cheese.
Jeremy, I'm pretty sure that like even if it's water, that barrier is only keeping people from seeing things.
What if it
It's
was
not
a hot?
keeping
What
the
if it
rest of
was
your
a
body
regular
from-
hot tub, but it was just had a bunch of hot dogs floating around on the top? Would you eat one of those hot dogs?
Oh, because
No.
they're boiling in the water.
Yeah, right. Because yes,
the
hot
water's
tubs are at
boiling.
boiling temperatures. Yes. You do realize that hot tubs don't boil water, right?
I
Like,
do.
okay,
Yeah, they're
okay.
normally 100 to 110, whereas water boils at 210.
Oh,
I know the
okay.
difference here.
Well, you keep saying that. So
It's hot water. It's heating the whatever. It's heating the hot dog. Get over yourselves.
It's keeping the hot dogs warm. Would you eat one of those hot dogs? Just like pull it up in conversation and just start gnawing on it.
I mean, if the hot dogs were there for that reason,
Yeah, they're
I mean,
always
otherwise
there
you're
for
gonna
that
wonder
reason.
why the hot
else
dogs
would
are-
the hot dogs be there if they weren't there
that's
for
the
you
thing.
to eat?
So if it was already with the understanding that that's what they're for, why not? But if you're like,
Statement.
but if you're like, I'm in your hot tub, why are there hot dogs in here? No, I'm not eating one because I don't know why they're there.
Imagine walking up to a hot tub full of hot dogs and it has a sign that says, "Please don't eat the hot dogs." You'd be like, then why are they in the
They're there for a special occasion. It's for a special occasion.
All right, so now we need a whole bunch of different tubs, and we're gonna.
Please don't eat the hot dogs.
This is a what if conversation.
A Welsh says this is literally the funniest thing ever. Real Stunt Panda
you.
says, "Oh yeah, the top layer is fine. That's what my priest told me."
Excuse me?
A Welsh says, "I will 100% do that." I believe they meant if there was a cheese tub around. Jolliver says, "I'll do the tub of cheese thing."
Count on you.
Real Stunt Panda with the tough questions here. What if the hot tub were full of chocolate? Would you eat the strawberries?
Yes.
Would you eat it? Like,
I mean,
so you'd put
chocolate-covered strawberries are pretty good.
I mean, are you dipping the strawberries?
Listen, if you've
is
ever-
there like a goblet of strawberries
here's
on
how-
the edge
here-
of the?
If you've ever
that how
had
this is
chocolate-covered strawberries from a chocolate fountain at any event, you know some little kid had their entire hand of dirtiness in there because they didn't wash after going to the bathroom right before putting their hand in the chocolate, licking their fingers and then putting it back in the chocolate fountain. And then you come up with your strawberries or your pineapple and you dip it in there. You all know that's the same thing as getting in a hot tub full of chocolate.
Here's the thing that where the chocolate fixes all Jeremy's concerns. He won't be able to notice the brown specks.
That's right. Consistency you might be able to tell, but
Jeremy, that whole spiel that you
This
just
chocolate
made
isn't
about
melting.
chocolate, it remains just as true for the cheese.
I know, but I'm saying, but this puts
But
it into
he's willing to
perspec-
eat the cheese, brown spots and everything.
This puts it into perspective. Anyone who's ever had a chocolate dipped
Yes,
item
we all
in a
understand
fountain,
that, Jeremy.
They've pretty much sat in a tub of cheese and ate the cheese. That's
this
what I'm
is
saying.
why I'm saying that
They've pretty much sat in a tub of cheese. That's the quote of the night. Anybody who's eaten from a fountain has eaten tub cheese.
Well, they're pretty much eating somebody else's tub cheese or chocolate in this case.
okay, because they haven't washed their hands, or that's what you don't know that. I mean, I'm just okay.
yeah.
Have you never
You're
seen
making
a kid?
lot of assumptions
Have you never
here.
seen a kid take their finger and just put it in the chocolate?
Sure. I mean, it
and then-
happens, but I feel like
And you know, a young child's, cleanliness is probably less,
yeah.
intentional. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Okay. All right. I think we got to the root of this conversation. I think we figured it out.
I just don't understand how he flipped so quickly when we went to the chocolate. When it was cheese, he was fine with it all, but then he thought
No,
about
I'm not
chocolate
saying I'm
fondue.
not fine with it.
You did. And then when we when we moved on to chocolate and you suddenly thought of a fondue machine that kids are eating all the chocolate and just putting their hands in there, then suddenly then you're thinking differently.
Oh, I still eat from the chocolate fountain. What are you talking about? I'm just saying everyone has to realize if they're willing to do that.
Well, that's
getting
the entire
in a tub full of cheese is the same thing.
That's the entire reason that, as I was saying before, even if everybody has showered before they get into the tub of cheese, I could not get past the fact that they are in the cheese.
Do you
Yeah.
like?
And I would not be able to eat that.
Do you like buffets?
Yeah, I understand,
Oh, okay.
Jeremy. I understand this.
Can I
understand
just
what you're gonna
interject?
say.
I do not like buffets.
Yes,
I
know
will
you-
actually,
I know
and,
you don't.
and I will interject as well because the buffets that I think of are pizza buffets that feel like they're a little bit different. They're probably not, but
How is a pizza buffet not a buffet?
It's
No, I mean,
perfect if you
I
get
don't-
the pizza. You're the first one to get that pizza.
there's not the same kind of like mixing and spoons and everything. I don't know. Pizza just seems like you scoop your one piece
Except for
on
the
the
kids
plate.
that go up and just grab
Yeah, you're
pizza
right.
and move it around with their hands. and
You're
then-
right.
Because they want the gooey one in the
Yeah,
middle.
yeah,
and
they don't want
push
that
the
one.
others away.
I don't want to think about it.
Then
Okay.
they pick off the mushrooms and put it on the other one next.
I
to
can
it.
completely forget that
Okay.
there are kids in the pizza ranch buffet line. I would not be able to forget that you two in your skivvies are in the cheese tub with me. I could not get away from that idea if I am sitting in that tub of cheese with you.
I'd totally do it.
I know you would.
I don't see the problem.
You're a disgusting human being.
How is that disgusting?
He's just saying if the cheese is clean and we're clean. He said if we showered and the cheese
Right.
was fresh.
That's like if you
But what I'm
scooped cheese
saying
up on
is-
your finger and I knew you washed your hands, I'd lick it off.
That sounded weird. That sounded like a weird, like awful.
that.
I'd lick your cheese off your finger. That's too intimate for me.
Yeah,
No,
I'm out. I'm out.
It's like eating off someone else's plate.
I wouldn't. I don't do that either. That's
I don't do that either because it's rude.
It's gross.
But I mean, like my wife's plate. If she's like, "Hey, you want this?" I'll be, "Yeah, you know."
okay, your wife's plate, sure, but
Real Stunt Panda in quotes, quoting Jeremy, I still eat from the chocolate fountain. I don't even have to tag that or add a tag to that.
It says it all.
Welsh says, but buffets, you literally pay $10. You can gorge yourself with very bad tasting food.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Not going to argue with that point. I mean, I'm not above a buffet. I will go to a
Oh
buffet.
yeah, we've eaten at buffets
We've eaten
numerous
at a buffet.
times.
I'm just saying that, like, if I have a choice, I'd rather not.
Yeah,
I'd
same.
rather-
There used
I'm
to be
out,
this
like,
place-
if I can be.
Unless I really want.
There used
a
to be
lot
this
of
place
pizza.
called the All American Steak Buffet.
The USA Steak Buffet?
No, well, it might be similar to that. This was up.
There was
in,
one of those
This was
here,
up in
but-
Minnesota, so
okay.
maybe it was like
Have you
that.
ever heard of a Golden Corral?
No, so the difference here is you go up. Maybe
They have a
it's the
chocolate
same as the
fountain,
other.
by
Yeah,
the way.
they do have a chocolate
They have a
fountain
buffet,
there.
but it's like the salad and the sides. But then you just go up to this counter, and this guy gives you as
the
many
steak.
steaks as you
Yeah,
want.
there was one of those here in town.
Okay. See, that's okay because then the steak's not the buffet.
Yeah,
that's
it's just steak.
straight up
And they had the
steak.
chicken Monterey too. Whatever that sauce was on that chicken Monterey, that was good. Here's a better question than speaking of
Yes.
the Golden Corral.
Let's hear it.
Would you eat out of the chocolate fountain?
Bonanza was better.
Would you eat out of the chocolate fountain if you knew that Jeff Foxworthy's mustache had been in there?
Totally.
Okay, just saying.
I mean, that makes it better, obviously.
Let's check. I think it was,
Jeremy, have you never eaten anything and had a mustache hair that fell out as you were eating and
Ate it
That's-
anyway.
you don't try to pull the hair out?
how do you
Of
know
course,
it's a
but
mustache hair?
What's
That's
it have
what
to
I
do
wanna
with it?
know.
I
What's it have
mean-
to do with mustache hair? If you just knew that his mustache was in it, that's different than saying I'm going to eat
So-
his mustache hair.
Yeah, but
You might be a redneck.
so you're okay with eating it with
you're
his,
making
with
a
his hair
stretch
in it?
here, Kyle.
I'm making it what?
You're making a stretch.
What are you
It's
talking?
like
Making a stretch?
Ooh, let's clip your hair, and I'm just going to eat that. Tasty.
No, it's Jeff Foxworthy's. There's
So
gonna be
what?
hairs that'll fall out in it.
I mean, he's got a pretty trimmed stash. I'm not sure.
I
that
bet.
many
I bet
hairs
he,
will-
You guys-
he grooms effectively.
That doesn't keep mustache hairs from falling out of your lip at times while you are eating things.
So
Okay.
I don't see the problem, Kyle.
Well, Jeremy, I'm really glad that you talked about building bombs with your boss's boss's
Yeah.
boss's boss, and you
get here?
and you saw a pageant person with their husband. That was neat too.
Yeah. Thank
Kyle, what have you been doing this week?
Oh, what have I been doing this week?
I mean, I could have made something up.
No, we did that already.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I cut some drywall out of my basement. That was no fun.
All right, Bob
Yeah.
Vila.
Yeah. It's great.
What'd you put in its place?
Nothing. It's preparation for my
H.
basement being fixed from the flooding a couple months ago.
Oh, you were getting the moldy
So,
stuff. The
Yeah,
pre-moldy,
gotta
hopefully,
take
out.
some of that stuff out, and then we've got repairs that are going to be done in like a month and a half from now.
Are you having
so,
help with that? Or are you doing all the work yourself?
I'm not doing the repairs.
That's probably a wise decision.
Doing anything else, Kyle?
I saw SpiderMan this week.
Was it good?
Yes,
I haven't
it was
seen
a,
that
it
yet.
was a good flick. It's
I
a very
need to
good
see
flick.
that one.
Yeah, it was a movie. It was good.
Homecoming.
Jeremy doesn't remember it. That was like
Yes,
3
I do.
weeks ago.
I'm just
that was like
trying
3
to
weeks
make-
ago.
I'm trying to make sure I don't. Eric hasn't seen it, so
Yeah,
I'm
don't
like,
spoil
I'm
it.
like, I'm just gonna say it's good because if I say anything I like about it, I'm gonna spoil it.
So Kyle,
The-
did you like the part where
The post credit
Exactly.
The post credits have returned. So
They
that was
they
nice.
kind of returned in game like halfway
like the-
through the release of it.
Did they put something else in?
Yeah, they
What did
added
they-
in credits too.
You know, the thing is,
haven't
the
seen
thing
that.
with those is, I was surprised how many people walked out after the first one.
Yeah, that's because there's a lot of people that don't sit and wait through them.
I think there's a lot of
You'd
people who
think-
don't even know they're there.
You would think with 10 years, that the amount of people sitting in the theater waiting for the end of the movie,
I
for
truly-
Marvel, you would think that there would be more people that would catch on and would be like, okay, I'm going to stay through this.
Now, I truly believe there is enough people
You are a
who
true
are
believer.
completely oblivious to the fact that there are trailers at the end of the
I mean,
movies.
they're
Completely oblivious.
they're not trailers. They're
I
just
mean, they're not.
Post-credit scene.
Post-credit scenes.
Credit scenes that are foreshadowing other movies.
PCS.
Not always. Sometimes they're just
kind of
additional
like-
stuff from the end of the movie.
There's
Or
I mean,
just little
like the
gags.
shawarma in the Avengers.
Yeah.
That
Or the
wasn't
time when-
foreshadowing anything.
How do you know?
So people should see Spider-Man. It's good.
Yeah, it's a good
Okay.
movie. It's a good way to because I think technically it closes off Phase 3 of Marvel stuff. So it's nice to have that after having the more heavy, sad stuff with a Endgame and everything.
Spoilers. Just kidding.
Yeah. But I don't think that they've got another movie coming out until May of next year for the Marvel universe. I think the next one is Black Widow,
Yeah.
which is supposed to be a prequel.
Yeah.
And the internet collectively went wild when they found out that David Harbour from Stranger Things is in the Black Widow movie, and he is playing a guy named Alexei, which was the name of the
guy in
guy in Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, yeah. Jeremy, I would say that I think it's split with people who don't know the post-credit scenes
Yeah.
are there, and people who now just expect them in every movie, who just
Oh.
now they just stay for every. It doesn't even matter what it is.
Yeah, there's some people
they're
that are
like,
oh,
just maybe.
there's
Yeah.
something.
Like we're all planning on seeing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood tomorrow, and I'm just imagining people just staying for an after-credit scene in that too.
Probably true.
They'll just be like, "Hey."
Although
I mean,
I
there
think
is the ability to Google that if there is something.
I mean, I think
I know, but
I think
like
the concept
surprise.
of doing it is good because, the credits are where they give credit to everyone involved in the movie.
Yeah, because
So-
everybody reads those, even if they're sitting there waiting for the post-credit scene.
Everybody
tend to
pulls
read-
their phones
I tend to
out.
scroll through them when they're up there, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that name's cool. Oh,
They
were
do
in
the
this
thing where you're just
city.
like, "Oh, Jeremy. Oh, another Jeremy.
no,
Oh, Jeremy.
no.
Oh, look,
do you
another
do
Jeremy.
do you do the Whose
Oh,
Line
that
Is It
Jeremy's
Anyway
spelled
credits?
different than my Jeremy.
No, I pay attention to like when it gets to the songs that were in there, and oh, that's by so and so, or I didn't know that was a Bee Gees song, that kind of thing.
Oh.
Oh, I
Highway-
usually
Or-
get excited when I see that the songs are there because I know that they're almost over and we're about to see that end
Oh,
credit scene.
man. Or like
I would
sometimes
say
video
most-
games do the same thing where you only get like I
Yeah.
forget what was there a Call of Duty that did that?
Yeah, that was one of the first
you only
ones that
had
did
yeah,
it.
you only had a
That was
extra
Modern
little
Warfare
thing
2,
at the end
I
of-
think, or
which
the
was
first
pretty
one.
awesome.
Maybe it was the first Modern Warfare. Yeah, you could get that Mile High achievement on that.
There's been some Nintendo ones where you can get extra coins
Sure.
through the credit scene.
Yeah, it's one of those things where most of the time I would say there have been some Marvel ones that have been pretty good, but most of the time they're kind of like okay, whatever, who cares? But they kind of set the precedent for that, and people
Right.
kept doing it, and that's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't always mean that it's going to be something that's worthwhile. Sometimes it's just a stupid joke at the end. But I
We
mean,
gotta-
if you like the movies and you like the world that they've built,
Yeah.
And you don't want to be not in the know.
yeah.
We got a question from a Welsh 24. Said if you guys could make a killer robot, what would be the weapon? What would the weapon be? Like that it used to be the killer robot. I think Jeremy would use non-memory foam pillows as the weapon.
Did any of you guys? I used to watch BattleBots all the time.
Is that? Oh, that's like where they make those tricked out robots and
Yeah, and then
fight
they
each
fight.
other.
Whichever one lives through the battle wins.
It was pretty much like an RC car with a toaster and a buzzsaw attached to it.
So one of them that was amazing. It just basically was a square with a big old saw on it.
Yeah,
And then there was another one that was this big, huge hammer,
yeah,
and it would just like smash the other robots.
yeah. It was like American Gladiators, but for robots. Yeah, I watched it. It's great.
It was totally great.
So what would your murderous weapon be on your robot?
lasers.
Okay.
What?
If you those are, I mean, sure.
They're
I'm thinking a real. You'd have to in a real world scenario. You'd have a hard time making lasers that would hurt the other robots.
Not only that, by the time the other robot in close quarters, I mean, they're gonna damage the laser before you can use it.
Well, I mean, then at that point, if that's what we're talking about, like, it's just a matter of what variation of saw blade, hammer, or
Okay,
like,
but wait, actually, I think
something
Jeremy
would be smashing.
conflated our conversation because he talked
Sorry.
about BattleBots, and
Yeah,
so now I'm
specifically.
thinking about robots killing robots, where this might be robots killing people, which in that case, I guess, syphilis-laden nacho cheese from a hot tub.
Yeah, we have our winner.
I just say
Yeah,
spew
that might do it. That might do
Just
it.
spew that. And I don't know.
it just sprays it out of a hose. It's this hot,
It's basically napalm.
hot
Yeah.
boiling cheese from a hot tub.
That's what it is. It's napalm. It's food, biodegradable napalm.
And now Jeremy has found a way to bring it full circle to his story
about
about
bombs. This is nacho syphilis. All right, so this is
please don't get in the tub if you have that.
Real Stunt Panda mentioned that that Disney announced 275 new Marvel movies. That's accurate. Kyle went in there and said, "No, actually, I think it's only 2 in 2020." Kyle's wrong. It is 275. Kyle's, he went ahead and like pulled out his monocle there for a minute.
Yeah, let's see.
Why, hello.
They did announce a lot of stuff though this weekend at Comic-Con. They announced the new Thor movie that there is going to be.
I like that the director's back. I like that.
Yep.
I like that. What's her face is back, and she's
Natalie
gonna be
Portman.
Lady Thor.
The Lady
Yep.
Thor. Yeah, okay.
That's
cool.
Mighty Thor is her name.
No one cares what her name is. She's the Lady Thor. Kyle.
No, she's the Mighty Thor.
Mighty.
It's not about her gender. You don't call him the man Thor.
I call him
Kinda
the boy
is.
Thor.
Boy Thor.
All the news articles said the Lady Thor.
No, that's not her name.
I don't care.
Boy, my.
I mean,
He
he is
He
Bro
read
Thor.
the news, so that's the right name. They used Lady Thor.
Bro Thor.
I'm not saying that's the name. I'm saying that's how everyone referenced.
So they also,
character.
Kyle corrected me again on Twitter because Kyle's Mr. Marvel
Oh yeah,
corrector.
I
I called it a Hawkeye movie and it's a TV show. Excuse me.
Which makes
I
it
wasn't-
even worse.
Exactly.
I know.
Because
You're just
how,
trying to bring me
how
down.
in the world
There's
could
more
he?
of it.
Is he even qualified to do TV?
More of it. Oh my gosh. I love Jeremy. I don't think you even really hate Jeremy Renner the way that Eric does. But
Oh,
you're just
no, I don't.
You're just feeding right into
Yeah,
him.
I totally am.
Hey, Jeremy, you missed the spot last week where I showed the Jeremy Renner music video.
That
Oh,
wasn't even
that was
on air.
off camera, Kuipers. I'm still ticked
But
off
no,
that you didn't
the
do
same
that
thing
during
go-
the show.
You
Name
should just get that ready.
Just
We might
get
want
it
to
ready.
show
Bring
Okay.
it up.
Name movie actors who went to a TV show and the TV show was good. Name one.
There's a lot of them.
Name one.
Wait, they went from.
Not
wait,
the other
wait,
way. Not the other
You
way.
gotta be specific. Is
Yeah.
it the same thing? The same character? Nope, not many have
Oh,
done
see,
that.
that's even worse.
Because he's
No,
going
you're
from
right.
Hawkeye movie to Hawkeye
I'm just
TV.
saying, and you're right. I'm just saying specifically.
Billy Bob Thornton.
They were a movie actor. That was their.
And then they went
that's
to
how they
TV?
became famous. And then they went to
Kiefer
TV.
Sutherland.
like everyone
Okay,
right
that
now.
actually is a
Kiefer Sutherland.
That's a pretty
Right?
good one.
I
Kiefer
mean,
Sutherland. That's probably.
I mean,
There's more that go TV to movie.
Yeah, Michael
Then
J.
there's
Kristen
Fox.
Dunst.
Kristen Dunst.
Yeah, she was in Fargo.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
Ewan McGregor. I mean, like, there's a ton of people that
You're
that
just
are doing
looking
it.
at the Fargo Wikipedia.
I know, but that
Kyle.
was the first thing that
That's
I thought of.
they all had like cameo roles in
Yeah,
those.
cameo
where they're-
roles don't count.
She wasn't cameo role.
Okay,
Whatever,
yeah,
Kyle.
but I mean,
She
she meant like for the season. That was it. Like it was just like a one.
Yeah, it's for
one-off.
one
Yeah, no,
season,
I'm
but
saying
still,
someone
that's
who
for a
like
TV
went
show.
to a whole
You
series.
said that.
And say, I mean, this is supposed to be a series. This is supposed to be a full spin-off.
Midnight Angel
Like-
says Kevin Costner in Yellowstone.
And he's the main
Uh-huh.
character. And he's the main character. That's the other key.
Yeah, that they're the.
What's
It's
his
not
name?
a
Michael.
also
Is it
Ran character.
Michael Shannon? He was in Waco. That was fantastic.
Michael Shannon.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah,
it
he's the
can
guy
be
that was.
done.
He
Just
was
saying.
Zod in the Superman movie.
No, but he was like he got his start on HBO. With,
Also, Midnight.
with
Kevin
Em-
Costner's
Boardwalk
good
Empire.
at everything, so he doesn't count. Just saying.
I don't think that there's that same kind of difference between movies
Yeah.
and TV
It's-
anymore
it's-
because there's a lot of
'cause
TV,
TV
that's
is-
better than movies.
I would say network TV. Now that's where they go to die. True.
Oh, that
like if
that's
it's
true.
an actor from like a famed actor from movies, and then they go to like a network TV show. Typically, that's
they're
kinda,
dead. They're never going back to the movies.
That's
at that
kind of
point.
the end. A lot
Winona
of times.
Ryder in Stranger Things.
That's Netflix.
But did they ever go back to movies?
Still
But
That's
I would
another
say
another
Winona
question.
Ryder was kind of washed up before.
Once they
Stranger
go
Things.
TV,
Yeah.
do they ever go back to movies? That would be interesting to find out.
There are examples of it. Like they have these like what's the True Detective is kind of like Fargo, the TV show, where they
Yeah.
have these. I mean, obviously it was just announced that Mahershala Ali is going to be, excuse me, Blade.
Yeah, that's got a lot of people
Yeah.
upset because
Why?
he was-
How?
because- no,
Why?
no, shut it.
What?
Listen.
Oh,
shut
give
up
me a
and let
break!
me answer.
Wesley
Oh,
Snipes
give
is
me
old.
a
Of course they
break.
weren't
No,
going to pick Wesley
that's not
Snipes
what I'm
again.
talking about.
Who's upset about this?
People that-
Show me them.
Okay.
I will
Hey, didn't-
not beat them up.
I was going to say he played a character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe on Luke Cage. He was Diamondback.
Yeah, so that's
Copperhead.
wrong that you're going to
Copperhead or
be in the
Diamond.
same universe in two different characters.
Nobody cares about the cinema.
It does matter.
Well, that's
the
what-
Netflix series.
It just
To
proves
the movies?
that the Netflix series really isn't a part of that same universe, even though
They've
they've
said that though.
Yeah.
like they've like,
Yeah.
oh, we kind of hinted at the event
Right.
from the first
they're
Avengers.
they're
and that
another
was-
universe.
it
I mean,
doesn't-
the Avengers
Oh,
things
yeah.
happen.
Oh,
in,
people on the internet are so stupid. They get upset about the dumbest things. If you're gonna pick a new Blade,
you're right.
could you
I
name
love-
a better actor
I
to
love
pick?
the casting.
Like,
I
no,
think it's going
there
to be
isn't-
great.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
But
Who
I mean,
cares?
it's the idea. It's the idea of like, you wouldn't go and cast Chris Evans as
They did
the
that.
the Flaming Torch in the reboot of the Fantastic Four because he's already been in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Wait, he was.
That
He
was
was already
not
that.
Marvel Cinematic Universe. Though.
I know, but he was already that
You're
character, so that's not even the same example. That would be
That's
like,
true.
oh, you wouldn't cast Wesley Snipes as Blade again.
Because
Well,
he was
he's already Blade. Well, yes, you would. He
That's
could be
kinda
old
funny,
Blade now.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, that'd be cool if he had a cameo in it.
He tweeted
old
something
Blade.
out, and he was just like, "Hey, chill. I'm cool with the
Yeah.
MCU and everything." And
He's like, "Get
Disney
over
and
it."
All that. That's great. No, I would have totally been down if they like brought back Snipes and it was like old Blade Chronicles of some sort. Like, hey, here's old Blade.
Speaking of,
Yeah, but then you sacrifice the ability of bringing over Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
I'm just saying I would have been cool with that. But yeah, if they're gonna do, if they're gonna reboot it, which they obviously are.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot think of anyone better than Mahershala Ali. Like that's
It's
like who I can't even think of an actor who would nail it. But anyways, moving on.
you made me think of something.
Drew
'cause you said
Barrymore and
Chronicles.
Of Narnia, Chronicles of Riddick.
No, it just made me think
Chronicles.
of. It made me think of a trailer I just saw, the new Terminator. Did anyone else see the trailer?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
That trailer's been out for a little
It's
bit.
been out for a little while.
It's got
but
Arnold in it.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it, and I was curious what people thought
I haven't seen it so I
about
can't give you an
another
opinion.
Terminator.
Do you want me to give you a Rotten Tomato score right now?
It's not. It's not even out
This
yet.
this one's produced.
I
Okay,
do it off of trailers.
Listen,
I don't need them.
You're
to be
gonna
out.
probably see the trailer tomorrow. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Why
When
would
you
he
go-
see it tomorrow?
Because he's going to the theater.
Well, I hope they don't play that
They're not
trailer
going to play that tomorrow.
before
That's
Once
an
Upon a
old
Time
trailer.
in Hollywood.
It's not a brand new trailer.
Well,
There may have been a new
there's
Comic-Con
another
one, but
new
Comic-Con
trailer I just
trailers
saw
don't.
yesterday.
What's that one?
It's from the same movie.
Comic-Con trailers don't go to movie theaters.
No, this was the theater trailer.
Wait, what?
I'm talking about a theater trailer.
You're saying about movie, but
for Terminator. So you may see one.
oh boy,
And then we can talk
what
about
conversation are we having
off
right
air.
now?
That's
I
all
don't
I'm
know.
saying.
He seems
You
to
just
think that
said
if it's
Comic-Con trailers don't go to movies.
I said
I
that.
didn't say that.
I know.
Kyle is like,
I don't get that.
I don't get that either.
None of those trailers are going to end up in
they
the
don't
movie theaters.
No, they don't. I don't think that they cut those same trailers
Oh,
that
you're
they
saying
show.
the cut. I thought you were saying
yeah,
the movie.
The trailer. It's the Comic-Con trailer does
The
not
physical-
go
the
into
exact
movie
cut
theaters.
Of that trailer
yeah,
is what you're saying.
they're going to show an actual.
I don't think that's what Jeremy's saying either. He's just saying
I understand-
Terminator's going to be there.
Right, but he's thinking because he saw the trailer for it when he went and saw Stuber
That
it's
you
going
may
to be
see
in
it.
this that it's going to be in this other. Jeremy, that's not how trailers work. They have specific trailers set to air with
I
the
just
movies.
said there's a chance. That's
There's
all
a chance.
I'm saying.
I'm gonna laugh so hard when we sit down and the first trailer is the new Terminator.
It'll happen.
We'll just cheer, and everybody's gonna be like,
We're gonna all stand up.
Good job, Jeremy. You did it.
My wife's gonna get super embarrassed.
Yeah, there were a lot of trailers. I think Kyle, you had mentioned there's a lot of trailers that came out of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I think stuff for like Watchmen on the HBO
there's a new Watchmen one,
series.
which looks like it looks like it's not focusing on like superhero characters the same way.
Well, no, and when it came out that it's a sequel, so it's like
Right, so it's
30
like years later,
30 years in the
but it
future
doesn't-
after the movie or the book.
I'm real interested to see what they're going to do with it because from the trailer, it doesn't quite look like. It looks like things are just in chaos and there is no hero or anything.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to see. The new Picard trailer came out, showed a little more about the story that's supposed to be in that, which is exciting if you're a Star Trek
And
fan.
there's a Witcher trailer.
Yep,
with
Witcher, the first trailer
Netflix
for that.
series.
Yep, which is supposed to come out this year, I think.
I did just watch the Zombieland 2 trailer tonight. That looks okay. I don't know. It felt a little weird. Like it was okay. I just it didn't feel like the original very much for some reason. I don't know why. It had a couple funny jokes in there, a couple great gags. So you should check that out to see. Then
A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood
Yeah,
is
I saw
the
that.
Tom Hanks, Mr. Rogers movie.
Looks really good.
There's a new Veronica
yeah.
Mars season coming out. Anyone want to see that? I couldn't even say it.
Jeremy likes Veronica Mars, and he's embarrassed to admit it in front of his friends. It's okay, Jeremy.
Do you
It
know?
was a
Did
good
you
TV
notice
show.
how he just cut
There's only
right?
3 seasons.
Did you
It was
notice
good.
how he cut right into the middle of
I waited
what
for
we
a
were
break.
talking about?
I waited for a break.
Before we
so-
can even talk about Mr. Rogers and the trailer and the beautiful thing that Tom Hanks is doing, you were not paying attention for the last 30 seconds,
Well,
waiting
that's
for
true.
a moment to just Veronica Mars, man.
He's just excited to be back on the show.
I had to say something. Yeah, I don't know.
I will say A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood looks really great. I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Yeah, that looks really good.
It's always weird when such an iconic actor is playing such an iconic real life character. Like it's almost kind of jarring in a way.
Yeah.
He does a good job, but it's still like, wait, that's Tom Hanks. And
Yeah, because
I felt like there's a moment in the trailer where he almost went Forrest Gump a little, and
Yeah,
I was just
it's like you-
oh, weird.
Oh, if
Yeah.
that happens, that will not be good.
No, I just felt like his voice kind of went Forrest Gumpish. And
Well, I
was
think
like,
I
oh.
think that the hard part with something like that movie is that everybody knows and watched Mr. Rogers. Like his intonation and everything else is so iconic, and Tom Hanks' intonation and everything is so iconic. So like seeing that, it's different than like a biopic that you see about somebody where they're not in the spotlight or like
You
on
mean
your
a
TV.
biopic. Did you say a biopic?
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle, you're such a terrible person. You said the wrong thing. Oh, it's so funny.
He's just getting back at you for Stuber. He's just trying to vindicate himself.
I mean, if you've watched this show, I say the wrong thing almost every week, at least at one point or
we
another.
all do. It's fine.
I
don't
know.
It's not-
I've always heard it, I maybe I haven't heard it said.
You just
and
read
just
it.
read it as biopic.
It sounds like something that
What's
like
it
a
supposed to
medical
be?
It's like it's
biopic.
Like it's a
Bio-
special.
That
arm.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
It's a picture that you attach to yourself.
It sounds like a medical procedure. Oh no, my results for my biopic came back. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that
Oh,
makes
man.
way more
Goodness.
sense.
Anyways, that what else? Any other trailer? I mean, there's a lot of trailers.
There's
I don't know.
I don't know if these ones actually were part of Comic-Con, but I just saw them this week. The Ad Astra, which is like Brad Pitt going up into space trying to find his father, and I think it's Tommy Lee Jones maybe.
I saw that one too. That was
And
a
it's
little
like he's
weird.
it's like it looks like there's something that was done that was bad, and so Brad Pitt has to go find his dad
He's
that
gonna
he
go
thought was
save
dead
it. Yeah.
to like save him and or like
but it came off
humanity.
like he may have to kill his dad.
Yeah, it looks intriguing.
Anyway,
Huh.
I was a little lost, but it was interesting.
That's
then-
always kind of a good trailer though, because they're not giving away too much.
Yeah.
of the
Yeah,
plot, so
there's
you're-
enough. You know what the premise of the movie is,
Yeah.
right? But you don't know if his dad is a good guy or a bad guy, and if
which that would
Right.
Yeah, that would ruin
Yeah.
the fun.
what he's trying to do. Yeah.
And then the only other one that I saw this week was there was a released trailer for The Kingsmen, which is supposed to be like a prequel to Kingsmen.
This is like a third one. in
Yeah,
the
but it's
series?
supposed to be like
It's a prequel.
it's supposed to like go back to like the beginning of.
I never saw the second one.
So, I mean, if you like the first one, it's more of the same.
Yeah.
We really missed one of the most important trailers.
Yes, tell us.
That it's not on here, and that's Super Size Me 2.
Oh, really?
Holy chicken.
my
Are you
goodness.
serious?
Is it about a guy that decides to spend his whole year eating only Chick-fil-A?
It's the same guy from the original Super
Right.
Size Me, but he's trying to combat the fact that everyone is convinced now that fast food is healthier than it used to be. And he used the example of like, oh, because we call the fried chicken sandwich crispy chicken, people think it's healthier now. And I'm just like, I don't know who's fooling themselves that they think that crispy chicken is a healthy choice. But
Yeah,
anyways,
they know that it's not.
it looks like he's just pretty much trying to start a chicken farm to open his own fast food. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, it really isn't that important. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to watch it.
The most important video game, though, is Dragon Quest Builders 2. It might be, the greatest game of our generation. I
haven't played it.
It tells a great story. You get to build things. You get to help your fellow villager out. They need things built. You're a builder. You're gonna build the things. They need a bathroom. They gotta have a pot to put their night soil in, and you are the man for the job. And I finished it. A little 80+ hours. Boom. Bingo bango.
Knocked it out.
It's a great game. Kuipers, how are you doing on that game? You like it still?
Oh yeah, I still like it.
Okay, good. That's Kuiper's review.
Yeah.
I still like it. I mean, that's all it is. Mario Maker 2, I wanted to mention. Kyle was all, butthurt that I didn't play his stupid water level. So, I played it.
I played it.
I beat it.
I beat it.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Thought I did.
No, you didn't.
No.
Because there's only two.
Oh.
There was
There's only
like
2 clears. One,
No, I totally did, but I downloaded it and played it on the plane, so now I have to do it online.
Oh, I was gonna
Ah!
say
That's what
say
happened.
last week when we talked, nobody had
All right.
played. I hadn't even had a play on it.
That's
so.
what it was. I downloaded it, I played it on the plane and beat it, but
Okay.
it must not.
Was it better than the
Update.
first one I made?
I haven't finished the first one you made, so I don't know.
Well, you finished that one.
I finished the water one.
How bad was it for being a water one?
Anytime you're in water in Mario, it's bad. I'm just going to say that. That's just a rule for me.
He hated it.
Water.
I think if the entire thing's underwater, it's bad, but I don't mind
Yeah.
having like a warp to water.
That's what I'm talking
or
about.
something.
Water levels,
Yeah.
underwater levels in Mario. No bueno. But I thought your idea, the 100 coin thing, I knew right away when I saw that he only put 100 coins in here. I would
Yep.
say it was okay. There were 2 problems I had with it.
Okay, let's hear it.
Number 1, your time limit was bull crap and mean.
Why?
It wasn't bullcrap and mean. It
But
was
once you
because
figured it
otherwise
out,
it's
it was
too-
perfect.
I know.
Yeah.
That's it. But it was just annoying because
I timed it and I added like 20 seconds from my run.
Okay, well that was fair.
Once you found where all the coins were,
Okay, but
you just
second
had
of
to
all-
follow it in the right pattern.
Second of all, your hidden coins, I'll give it to you. You put them in places that were people could find them.
Yes,
But it took me so long to figure out where those were.
The 2? Never mind. I'm not going to say.
There
there
were
were
4 of them.
There were 4
I know,
hidden ones.
not the 2 easy ones.
No,
I mean,
to
I
me
would
they
s-
weren't easy because the 2 easy ones that I think you're talking about towards the end of the
Yeah.
level, I kept swimming past
Oh no!
it every
I hit him
time.
immediately.
And I
which I did. I thought that it was going to be too easy, and so I moved them up like one brick spot, just so that it wasn't something that was.
Yeah, and
You
I just would
immediately-
swim out and miss it every
Yeah.
time. Anyways, go play Kyle's level if you want to be cool. I don't know how it's on his Twitter. Find it.
It's not.
It'll be-
It's.
it's out there, right?
Yeah,
I'll play it
it's out there.
again, Kyle, just so I can record it.
Thank you.
It was.
You're welcome.
I did enjoy. I like the challenge. It was fun to search the coins. It was good. I'm just giving you a bad time. I just don't like water levels in general. It's just a rule of thumb,
Yeah.
Right, Kuipers? Water levels are
What
bad.
about cloud levels? Do you like cloud levels or boat levels?
Auto scrolling levels?
You like boat levels. Are
I don't
great.
know. There are some auto-scrolling levels that are okay.
So let's get into the news, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
The one I feel like this week we are the local news
Mhm.
because we are reporting on news that's taking place in Omaha and the surrounding areas.
that everyone should know about.
Yeah. So
but Jeremy, you don't know about it.
so,
Shut up. Obviously, everyone should know about it.
No, this is such a crazy story that I don't think it's going to make national news. But I feel like if you're not from the area, or even if you are and you haven't heard this yet, it's okay. Sorry, we're taking a hard turn. This is a bummer. It's a sad story, but also the way that this.
Yeah, this feels like a bit sudden after all that cheese and nacho.
Yeah. But the reveal of this, the way this story played out, is crazy. And so here, I don't even want to read like the headline because it kind of gives it away. But I want to preface it. If you're in this area, you probably heard about a story about a grocery store. There was a grocery store that closed, went out of business in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
In 2019, so maybe a few months ago, like 3 months ago, I don't know.
4 months ago.
They found a body when they were removing the refrigeration equipment from the grocery store. They are the freezer and all that stuff. They found a body, and they're just like, okay, it was very decomposed.
Because they're prepping the store. They were prepping the store for another something else.
The fact that
It's
those were there for that long after it closed, I would have had no idea that those are just left behind in a grocery store.
What are they going to do with them? I mean,
yeah, if they aren't sellable, then
or if they hadn't sold them.
Yeah,
or,
that's true.
Maybe they thought they would sell with the property if it was another grocery store or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it was 2016 when it closed. They found this body in 2019. And it was very decomposed. So they thought, well, maybe, I think the theory going around from people was maybe it was a homeless person who found their way in there
after it had closed.
After it had closed, and they tried, and maybe they passed away in there or whatever.
Right.
And how awful that is, I felt like the public's psyche, it's just kind of like they kind of brushed off like, oh, okay, well, that's probably what it was. It's fine.
Yeah, like people were like, oh, it's because behind there it might have been somewhere warm
So what they did
to sleep.
I mean, I think some of it is you don't want to think that there was some dude that was murdered and just left in a building.
Anyways, they did the investigation. They did an autopsy. They revealed the identity of this person, and it was a person who went missing in 2009.
Oh my!
Which
I bought groceries from that store.
Which means so. So this
drove by that store tonight.
It was a 25-year-old young man who left his home. I don't know the circumstances of why he was living with his parents. I don't know. It almost sounded like maybe he was upset or something.
It sounded like he was not in.
He didn't have platform boots.
He was not happy with something and left after a fight or something with his parents.
Since I haven't seen that guy in a while.
So he was I think he was an employee at the grocery store, and they said that they stored things above the freezers, and so employees were used to going up there.
He was an employee of the store.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they said that employees were used to going up on top of the freezers to store stuff, get it down, whatever. So he must have went there maybe to spend the night or something. Like he left his home. He must have went to the store. They said that there was a gap in the freezers that he had fallen into and couldn't get out of. And so he was stuck there. So that means that this poor guy died in between those freezers in 2009 and has been in there. So the store was open for 7 years.
Is there?
And he was an employee, and they were like, "Oh, he must just quit."
He disappeared. Because his parents reported him as missing, and they were trying to find him.
Man.
Was there drugs involved?
I don't know about that, but I don't know.
Maybe that was just rumors that were going around when the story broke this week.
But I think the thing is like you think about missing person reports all the time, and you're like, where, what happened to this person? Like, where could they have gone? And like, how many times I wonder, is it something crazy like this where they just never find the person? Here's the thing: is that store ran for 7 years? I probably bought frozen pizza out of a freezer
with the guy right behind
with
it.
The dude stuck in the.
Yeah.
Right behind the freezer.
What is going on?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, no, someone
pretty
sure
at work my Tostinos were brought there too.
Yeah, someone that I was talking to at work said something about how they never liked to go use the bathroom in that place because it always stank back there, and they'd said that they thought that it was from like sewage or something out back, and so like they'd open up the back.
That's gross.
And she's like,
think maybe it was the body.
That's probably what it was.
So the thing is like. You would think, okay, granted, that might have been it, but I almost wonder if you because it is a freezer, if it was cool enough to kind of preserve it to where it didn't smell as bad as it could have.
Probably. One
you know what I mean?
Thought,
like,
it wasn't decomposed from being eaten by rats.
Well, we don't know that.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel
After
like
it
they would've-
closed in
I feel like they
2016, the
would've-
restaurant was. Why
Well,
does that even matter? Why do you even bring that up?
Didn't get eaten by rats in there, so your food was
What is this,
probably
some sort of
mostly fine.
Weird, like medieval voodoo thing where
No,
you're like, if you
because-
get eaten by rats, your soul is doomed to hell.
No, because if there were also rats in the store, then you may have eaten food that had.
Oh yeah, that's so much better that it was only a dead person that was around your food that you bought.
Well, it
not
wouldn't have
rats.
been. It was behind the freezer. It wasn't in the freezer.
You're a strange human,
All
Jeremy.
that would mean is that there were no rats behind the freezer, not in the freezer.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, rats can get pretty much anywhere.
Okay.
This is
So
not a
they would be able to
conversation.
get back
Stop!
to where the body was. And then
Stop.
still move throughout the rest of the grocery store.
Okay,
and
this is it.
Eat your cereal. and
So there
poop
you
in
go.
your-
This is what Jeremy is taking from this story.
On top of
is
your
that you
pop
probably
cans
had
and-
rats that were in all of
No,
your food
he said
from this
that
place.
you didn't.
Oh,
Thankfully,
you didn't. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyways, it's a crazy story. I've never heard of anything like this before. Quite in this way. I think.
I guess it's better that they don't think it was nefarious.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have any.
I mean,
reason
we
to
still don't know that it wasn't.
Yeah, they don't have any reason to believe that it was. But
Could have been another coworker that shoved him back there.
I mean, sure, it could have been. Or maybe they just knew, or they killed him and dropped him in there because they're like, this is a good hiding place. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, it's messed up, and it's shocking to know that it was that long ago that it had happened. Like, and I don't know. It just made me think of a lot of like missing person stories you hear, and
So
it's
it's
like,
true. Freezers are a good place to keep a dead body.
oh my gosh, we're moving on.
Well, I will say though, I am
Jeremy.
pretty sure I heard that there actually was no signs of like attack on the
Okay.
body though with the biopsy. So like it wasn't like or no signs of struggle or anything like that. Like
I mean, wouldn't it be kind of hard to tell though? Like,
Which I
after
think-
that long of decomposing. I don't know. I'm no.
I feel like that would be
doctor, so I wouldn't.
a worse death because now you're gonna die slowly, trapped somewhere where you can't get
Well,
help.
and that's the other thing I'm wondering. Like,
versus
if
someone killed you and dropped you there.
if he fell in there and got stuck, you would live long enough to yell the next day of business, right? So
yeah,
like,
but them freezers can be loud, you know.
yeah,
They're
but
insulated.
you can live
They're-
for like 3 days, right?
you pound on the like
You-
the
Maybe
walls.
he fell and like
That's the thing is
twisted his
maybe
neck or
something. Yeah, like he almost would have had to fall in a way that maybe he had died and when he fell, like because I don't know how you don't make enough noise unless it was like they're never closed for more than 3 days in a row. Like I don't know. It's just the whole story. It still seems a little bit weird. Like
Yeah.
something is a little off
Yeah,
there.
and maybe that's why whoever I had heard talking about the story this week had said that there was thought that maybe there was some drugs involved or something. If there was something that he may have had an accidental overdose or something like that, and that he fell in behind it as that happened,
Or he was sleeping and
or he was sleeping, rolled off. Yeah.
Anyways, another story coming out of the Omaha area. You thought Omaha was just a little Midwest,
we don't coast.
podunk corn maze. We
think
are
that's
actually the birthplace and the creative juices for Mr. Gilliam and making the Breaking Bad series. It was discovered, so the story broke today, I believe. Said that there is a South Omaha restaurant that was a distribution point for narcotics in the area. For over a decade. The name of the restaurant was
Cartine.
El Cartine, and it had a picture of a chicken on it. I don't know that it was a strictly chicken restaurant, but are you seeing the parallels I'm drawing
Yes,
from
I'm
a
seeing
TV
it.
show? Okay,
Are
great.
you talking about Los Pollos Hermanos?
Hermanos. From Breaking Bad. This has been going on here. I mean, it had to have been the inspiration for the TV show. I don't know, Kyle, if you want
kinda wanna go eat there
if there's anything you
now.
want to read there on the article, you can maybe give us a little bit of the flavor of what's happening.
Yeah,
crispy chicken, so it's
they said
healthy.
that information had been given to officers that snowballed the investigation. They'd received tips from the public and everyone about possible drug dealing outside El Catrine restaurant. They said that they picked up some people with some arrests and then that rolled into a bigger, longer investigation that took approximately 2 years to complete. It targeted some gangs in South Omaha and some violent offenders as well. He said that the inquiry was part of a Safe Streets task force investigation, involved multiple agencies from throughout the area, including the FBI. In addition to arrests, officials seized 3 weapons, $55,000 in cash, and around 13 pounds of meth, 4 vehicles, and real estate. So we got the classic dope on the table picture that the police are always after.
That's crazy.
That is nuts.
That's crazy.
I was for a second there. I was wondering if that's. I don't think I've ever been there. I think there's another, but I mean, there's a lot of restaurants along that path there. I think there's another one that I was thinking of that I know you and I had been to at one point.
So, anyways, that's an Omaha story there that I guess we're proud of, because I'm proud to be adjacent to Omaha.
I like how you didn't know where you were going there on that one.
At least I know I'm free. All right, everybody. I think that does it for our show, but we need to be sure to ask you to send us an email. If you have any emails you'd like to send us, we'll read it. You can send an email to TUBCAST@minutetub.com, or you can call us at 475-TUB-CALL. That's 475-TUB-CALL. And before we leave you this fine evening, we got to thank our incredible edible Patreon peeps.
I don't think they're edible.
But they could be in cheese.
When patrons are on a bagel, you can have patrons anytime. That's right. God of Atheists and J. Oliver are heroes in our eyes and many others, because they donate on a monetary level every month. Money from their account goes to our account, and we are very appreciative to that. If you want to be awesome and be a hero, like Enrique Iglesias spoke about, you could go to patreon.com/meninatub. That's patreon.com/meninatub. Subscribe at any level you would like. It could be $1. It could be more. We really, really, really do appreciate your support. And I don't want to undersell that. I mean it.
Yeah.
We all mean it.
It's
Thank
great.
you. Helps us
We
do
love
cool things and keep sure that the stuff is moving.
It keeps sharing it.
It keeps sharing it.
Yeah.
We're keep sharing it.
No.
Cool. All right. I don't got anything else to talk about. I think
don't
we
got
covered
anything?
it all, from nacho cheese to how your soul will not enter the afterlife of rats eat you. We got it all covered, right, Kuipers?
Yeah.
Did we forget anything?
I don't think we forgot anything.
Okay. Go play Dragon Quest Builders 2.
No, I'm gonna go play Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. I finally got it.
Okay.
Or
wanna
go
play
play Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
No, stop it, Kuipers.
Actually, I forgot to mention Wolfenstein
Yes.
Youngblood's out tomorrow.
Yes.
That
too.
looks good. Might play that. Also, you should play Dragon Quest Builders 2. Game of a generation.
Okay, stop it. It's not wrong.
It's Game of a generation. See, I have the ultimate power. I can turn your music down and still talk about Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Is it better than Animal Crossing?
How dare you? That is slanderous.
On which part?
I don't know. I'm in an existential crisis now.
I'm upset about the music here. Gonna start it over. Just rewind it a little bit.
Why?
Cause
Yeah,
we
Kuiper's
didn't
already,
hit.
Kuiper's
we didn't
already
hit the,
stopped the recording.
We didn't hit the post. We gotta end the show right.
This is so dumb.
You're insufferable, Kyle.
See, it's funny because I actually have control now too, and I can talk about how great Dragon Quest Builders 2 is.
Well,
Yes.
the music ended. We hit the end.
Yeah,
and it's fine.
Kuipers. People need to play this game and stop writing it off for stupid
Wait,
reasons.
are we still streaming right now?
Yes.
Oh, we are.
Kuipers has the power.
I didn't know if we were streaming or just recording.
No,
like we
we're
usually
doing it
do.
all. We're doing it
So
all.
we're still streaming. Okay.
Go play the game. Don't be shy. Don't feel discouraged. Midnight Angel says I'm playing Assassin's Creed Rogue right now. Good. But finish that and then go play Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Do it.
It's the best game
Do
ever.
Do it. It's great.
You get to make cool stuff and help out your friends. It makes
Make a toilet that you can go and steal midnight poop from.
Not midnight poop.
Sorry,
Night
midnight soil.
It's night soil.
Night soil. Brown stuff.
You can use it to make fertilizer. It's pink, yeah.
Pink stuff.
See a doctor if your night soil is pink.
So it's like chicken at McDonald's.